Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're all doing very well. This evening I'm going to be doing a discussion video. Now this discussion is going to be centering upon a horror icon, a much-loved horror icon, and I'm well aware of this, and I just want to say that this is my opinion, and this video is made to create a debate, and to create a discussion, to bring all horror fans in and discuss what they think of this topic. So if you don't agree with me, by all means, share your opinion. I can take a little bit of criticism. But if you just want to call me names and all that kind of stuff, then you can do that if you want. But I'd prefer a little bit more of a mature discussion. If you think I'm an idiot, tell me why in a constructive way. But it's up to you. So I'll allow all comments unless they're really, really nasty. But anyway, this is going to be centering upon Michael Myers, the great Michael Myers of the Halloween franchise. Now, when you come to think of Halloween, you come to think of other franchises like Friday the 13th, which was made to combat Halloween, I suppose you could say. Because Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, very much the same sort of killing machine. And you got Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. So those three franchises, as far as slasher films are concerned, are the big three. And what took the 70s and 80s and 90s by storm, basically. And everybody loves these characters. You know, some people will say Jason is better than Michael's better than Freddy, and there's just so much debate, and the fans seem so passionate about it. So I thought this would be a good subject to bring up there. And as I said, I'm expecting a good response, hopefully a good response, because my other discussion videos have been doing pretty well. And I strike you in these discussions with brutal honesty. So that's how I feel you can get a discussion, through honesty, because if you hold anything back, then you're not really doing the video any service. So basically, what I'm going to be talking about is Michael Myers. So we're going to put Jason Voorhees away and Freddy Krueger. I'll be making references to them a little bit later, but the topic of discussion is Michael Myers, and the Michael Myers of the John Carpenter era, and the Michael Myers, the reinvention of the Rob Zombie remake era. So both are very different. Ultimately, they are the same sort of character, but they're very different, and I feel that a lot of people hate the remakes for the simple fact that Rob Zombie dares to be different. He's taken a little bit of a creative liberty in order to give the audience something new. Now, for me personally, I think the Michael Myers of the Rob Zombie era is by far a better character, because for me, he elevated Michael Myers from a popcorn horror figure to a genuine horror figure. The brutality in the remakes is second to none, especially the second film. I actually enjoyed the second film better than any other film in the franchise. Now, for the simple fact that it humanized Michael Myers. Now, yes, in the original, Halloween, it gives you the insight of young Michael Myers killing his family, his sister, and basically being sent to the insane asylum. But the remakes, the first one gives you a lot more insight into Michael Myers. He gives him a human element. Now, yes, it feels like a very exaggerated character. Now, in the original and the remake, he survives situations that he probably shouldn't survive if he was a real character. So I'm not saying that he is a realistic portrayal, but I'm saying that Rob Zombie dares to be different in allowing you to know Michael Myers a little bit better. And ultimately, he gives you the impression that he is just another person who was raised in a very bad environment and has become the evil, sadistic killer as a result of things happening in his childhood. But ultimately, he is a maniac. And Rob Zombie doesn't forget that. He doesn't forget what made Michael Myers a horror icon. But he has just tinkered with it a little bit. And I can really appreciate that, because this is not just a rehash of what you've seen time and time again. Which is my criticism of the sequels to the original, is that it's basically just different victims. It's just the same killer just doing the same thing. You don't really get an insight into the Michael Myers. You know that, what you know in the original. But then Rob Zombie comes along and he does pay homage to the original, which I can appreciate also, shows respect. But he does something different. And then a lot of people are complaining because their horror icon, their baby, Michael Myers, you can't show him in this light. You've got to be true to the original. And I feel that it's not doing the franchise any good. I think it's cashing in off the name of the franchise, and it's just easy money. Rob Zombie has dared to be different. He's got a lot of criticism for it, which I can't understand, because a lot of people are criticizing filmmakers these days of not being original, that they're just copying remakes, remakes that don't seem to have any purpose. They want something new. They want something creative, not something that is generic. And then Rob Zombie comes along, he makes these films, and then people are saying that was stupid. What's with the white horse in the second film? Why is he seeing all these things he sees in the second film? But then you want something new. But then you criticise when something new happens. Now, M. Night Shyamalan is a classic example of that. He makes new films, he has creative ideas, but no one likes that because it's too different, it's too stupid. And so you've got to stay in the realms of safety. And the realms of safety with Halloween are what John Carpenter said it was. So I don't know exactly what horror fans want. Do they want just the same generic popcorn stuff that made Halloween so popular? Or do they want something that is going to rehash it a little bit, shake it up a little bit? And that's exactly what Rob Zombie does, and that's why I feel Michael Myers is so much better in the remakes, especially number 2. I consider number 2 as probably the best in the franchise. Now, no, I'm not on drugs. No, I haven't been hit in the head. I genuinely feel that number 2 is the best. Yes, it does have problems. The White Horse, I thought was a good symbolization, but I thought it was overused. I thought that Dr. Loomis in the second Halloween Rob Zombies, I thought he was a complete idiot. I really didn't like him. I liked him in the first remake, but the second one he just exaggerated to the point of being a complete asshole. I didn't like him in that one. I thought it was exaggerated. I just thought it was out of place. But the rest of it was great. I loved the sheer brutality. I loved the making no apologies, slamming people in the head, just basically really high impact stuff. And it makes it genuine horror. It doesn't feel like a film that you could watch in your childhood, as is the case when I was a child. I used to love watching Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, some of the Halloween sequels. I didn't see the Halloween original till a few years ago, but it's those types of movies that you watch in your childhood. It's entertaining. But I couldn't imagine myself watching these Halloween remakes when I was a kid, because they are really extreme. And that's, I feel, what the true essence of a serial killer is. Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween is a truly scary horror icon. He's reinvented himself. He's elevated Michael Myers to the point where he is genuinely scary. He's not a popcorn horror icon. He's not a horror icon that a group of friends will come and watch. This is genuine extreme stuff, and I think that Rob Zombie has done credit to the franchise. In fact, he hasn't ruined it like a lot of people say he has. I thought he just breathed new life into it and gave Michael Myers an elevated state of fear. So for me, I feel that Rob Zombie's Halloween films are by far better than the original and the sequels. I just feel that it's so much more intense and it gets what horror is all about. Rob Zombie is a brilliant director, and I feel that he gets a lot of unfair criticism because of the fact he is different. He dares to be different. He has the balls to do what he wants, and therefore a lot of people are going to criticize him for that. But I can applaud him. I didn't like the Halloween franchise for the simple fact that I just thought, Halloween, Friday the 13th, it was all the same. But then this comes along, and it actually made me like Michael Myers. I didn't enjoy it as much as seeing it for entertainment. I enjoyed it for seeing it as a genuine horror film. And that, for me, is what it's all about. And that's why I consider Rob Zombie's Michael Myers to be better than that of John Carpenter. I can appreciate John Carpenter inventing Michael Myers, but for the sheer fact of the brutality, I feel that Rob Zombie has taken it to a new level and therefore made a better horror icon. So that's my opinion. You're welcome to yours. I encourage all forms of debate, whether you agree or disagree. Please leave your comments below. And yeah, hopefully you found this video interesting. So that's it. Until next time, keep watching movies, and I'll see you all later. Bye.